Hi, it's Frank O'Leary with Medford Community Coalition, and I'm here with Emily Stein about our part one video on Walk Medford. Emily, can you tell me what Walk Medford is?
Sure. Walk Medford is a group that was formed by Sarah McGivern with Mass in Motion. And it formed about, I'd say, a little under 2 years ago after we had that really big snowstorm season. And people were not able to shovel their sidewalks. They couldn't keep up, they didn't know the rules, and people couldn't get around. So the group formed to see what we could do to make the streets easier to walk, safer to walk, how we could encourage more people in Medford to walk on the sidewalks across our city. So initially the plan was to encourage people to shovel their sidewalks, so people with strollers, people in wheelchairs, walkers could get to where they needed to go in Medford.
Oh, so it's more of a safety on the sidewalks and the street itself, like especially High Street is a major street in Medford that cuts right through, and as many people know, it's fairly fast-moving traffic and dangerous, and a lot of distracted drivers. Is that more along the lines of with regards to the safety of the?
Yeah, so our mission is simply to make it easier and safer to walk in Medford. Part of our in our vision, there's a healthy component, both mentally and physically. It's healthy to walk. So we're trying to encourage more people to get out, walk your errands instead of drive your errands. It also helps people connect more with the places that we see every day, and that we this is where we live. The more we walk, the more we connect to our town, our city. So yeah, easier, safer, healthy. And we also recognize that for businesses, if people can walk to the businesses easily, that's going to increase the traffic that they get in their stores, foot traffic. So we're also trying to encourage, the economic side of the more walkable a city is, the better it is for everybody.
Now, is this just focused on Medford Square area, or are you seeing safety issues with walking around throughout the city?
Throughout the city. So we pinpointed several areas across the city, some on Salem Street, on Main Street, on High Street, Winthrop Street. So at every corner of the city there are crosswalks that aren't well marked. There are no crossing signs. Traffic just keeps going. They seem to not know the law that you need to stop for pedestrians in the crosswalk.
Which we've seen a couple of people actually get hit recently in crosswalks.
Luckily this past year, people have been okay. They've been injured, and we want to prevent injuries, obviously prevent fatalities, but also really get to drivers to say, this is the law. But along with that education of drivers, we also need to have the city say, we own this road and we're going to mark it. If drivers are blowing past this light or this crosswalk, maybe we need to rethink the design. So one example with that, Walk Medford helped to really highlight the crosswalk across from the Brook School, and put in the crosswalk, make it easier, and then they got the rapid flashing beacons.
The kindergartner got hit there, and several times I've personally witnessed the crossing guard, Nicole, has almost gotten struck. So it's good that those have been put in place. Are there any more plans to do more for areas to change, I guess, curb structure and stuff like that in order to slow this traffic down?
Yeah, so Jeff Buxbaum, who's also with Walk Medford, he has put in a lot of effort to get a complete streets policy, and that was just Medford was able to get complete streets money from MassDOT just this fall. So along with the complete streets, he'll talk more about that, I hope, in another video. The whole idea is to make the roads usable by everyone: walkers, cyclists, drivers, transit users. motorcyclists, just to make it easier and safer, and it's a more common sense structure. How do I say this? More common sense way of road design.
Does that mean possibly getting rid of the rotaries?
Redesign of the rotaries. So along with you saw what happened at the changes that were made at the intersection with High and Alston Street. Winthrop Rotary will be redesigned. It might not be perfect, but it'll be changed so it makes more sense. Haynes Square will be they have some plan there. So I think there are over 150 proposed changes. Obviously, that's going to take more time and money. So there are 10 priority projects that are in the works now.
Does that tie into the $400,000 that the city recently got from the Department of Transportation?
Yes.
That's their main area points that they were referring to when they announced this.
Right. So that money's allotted for these 10 priority projects. So that's where Walk Medford has really tried to engage people. We're hoping to engage more people to say, hey, my street isn't safe, the design is bad, or cars are speeding. We'd love to hear your feedback. We'd love for you to get involved so we can figure out, hey, like if everybody on your street comes together, let's make a change. Let's talk to City Hall. Let's talk to the DPW and see what changes can be made. We asked the mayor, it was about 2 years ago, we asked Mayor McGlynn for pedestrian crossing signs, fluorescent yellow with the reflective tape, because after some of the snowstorms, the paint on the pavement is gone, so you can't even see that it's a crosswalk. So once these signs are up, they're permanent, they're completely fluorescent yellow, and gets drivers' attention. So we got 150 pedestrian crossing signs put up across, not as many as not on every road.
But it's a start.
But it's a start. And so if we can get 150 this year, let's try for 150 signs next year.
How does having a more walkable Medford help the businesses in the area? Like, because there would be less people driving up and buying a bunch of stuff at once because they can't exactly put it in their trunk. Like, how would this benefit the...
Right. Well, if you go in Cambridge, everybody has those sexy little carts that they walk with, so we could always encourage that. But yeah, it's true. I mean, we chose to live in Medford because it is such a walkable city, and I had in my mind, I want to be able to walk where I can go get a carton of milk if I need. It is always easier to drive, especially as the cold is coming in, but if you can walk that 10 minutes to the store, it benefits the local businesses not hopping in your car and going to the big shopping centers.
And shopping local is always
important to keep our community vibrant and sustainable. So the more people walk to local businesses, the more the businesses is it's going to get the foot traffic as well as the regular drivers coming through. And with the parking meters, whatever you think about them, a lot of people don't like to pay, go through the rigmarole of getting
the meters.
The meters.
Which everybody in this town loves.
So this way you avoid all that if you can, once a week, walk to your errands, walk to the farmer's market, walk to CVS, wherever you need to go. And I always enjoy it more because it's less hassle. And you feel good. You got yourself there, and you get yourself home.
Being that Walk Medford is about walking and a healthy lifestyle and more functional and usable streets, is there any plans to do anything along the rivers or Clipper Ship Way or anything like that?
Yes. So that has been a project that has brought many groups together. So we noticed, I think for many, many years, they've been trying to get this path along the river. We all have the right to access the river. And in Medford, we're in a really wonderful spot because we are right on the river, and the river is beautiful, and it seems that it's not appreciated as much as it should be.
Right.
And on, what would it be, the west side of Winthrop Street, you have along the path that connects to Arlington or Alewife Brook Parkway, it connects to the Minuteman bike path. So really, you could hop on at the Doughboy Stadium and bike or walk all the way up to Concord. Concord, if you want. And then at the middle school in McDonald Park, you can go in, connect to Assembly Row, you can connect to the Wellington T-stop and get on the subway and ride into Boston. So you don't need your car to get into Boston or get out to Concord. But there's this half-mile stretch between Medford Square and the middle schools where you're bushwhacking or going through people's yards. It feels like you're going through people's yards. But we should have access to the water. So the Clippership Connector is a plan that would hopefully make that a path just like all the other paths that are connected along the river. And it would make it possible to cycle to Boston, cycle to work, go on out on the weekends. And so that not only would bring more foot traffic and bike traffic into Medford Square, where there could be cafes. I mean, think springtime, summertime.
Right.
Think cafes sitting by the river and how nice that could be. It also would be a place for senior citizens to go out for their morning walk. It could be a wonderful way to get kids to school. Right now, some kids are walking or cycling on, is it Riverside Drive?
Yeah, which is
under
very
93,
dangerous.
and people have been hit by cars there. It's not well lit. People are driving too fast. So if you take all that foot traffic off Riverside and onto this bike path, it really is a great way to get people to come into Medford, as well as get to work, get to school.
It sounds like a great idea.
And to appreciate where we live, because honestly, walking that, they call it a goat path now, where it's obviously people are walking there, but it's not a formal path.
It could now become the greatest of all trails.
Yes, it makes you so proud to live here, because it really is, it's beautiful.
Now, I've noticed a lot of signs on people's lawns. The drive like your kids live here. Was Walk Medford a part of that? Or
it wasn't. I have one out front because I think it's good to get drivers' attention, to realize, especially people commuting through Medford, which we have a lot of commuters coming through. It's to get them to realize, hey, yeah, this is like my community and I need to slow down. So that was started by a couple parents who wanted to get the signs. Walk Medford could do something similar if we thought there was a campaign that was effective and helpful to get drivers to slow down. The main message is
anything that raises awareness is definitely beneficial.
Yeah, drivers need to pay attention and slow down, and we'll see a lot more safety on the roads. Is there,
if people wanted to get more information about Walk Medford, is there a website or a Facebook page or?
Yep, there's Jen Valentine created a really lovely website. It's walkmedford.org, and we're also on Facebook. And there were monthly meetings. I think that will start up again, monthly meetings that people can come to, and we'd love to get more people involved. Whether you have an idea for your own street or your own community, or safety concerns. We're also hoping to develop more resources. So currently there's the Over the Mystic walking route and the Scholarly Way walking route. And so these are, you might notice these white and blue signs, and they just go through some historical districts. One is maybe a mile long, one's a mile and a half. And it just brings you past houses, areas that will tell you some history, and it's also just good exercise. So we're hoping to develop some more walking routes or to highlight where these paths are and you know, whether we highlight these in the library or local businesses, just so you can see a larger map of, hey, that's not that bad. That could be a fun walk to do on a Saturday.
Oh, that's great. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Sure.
This is very informative, and hopefully more people will get involved with Walk Medford to help promote safe and functional streets here in Medford. I'll make sure to put the information about the website and Facebook page in the notes description down below, but also please make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment to these videos so you know that we're on the right path and you enjoy watching them. Thank you very much.